Okay, let's get started then. That's I think we're broadcasting live now. Let me lower the little bit volume on the music. Yes, we are. Great stuff. Okay, let's see. Let's make a few posts here and. Oh, Pixie, come on. Okay, yeah, well, we have to do this every day because otherwise it's just not the broadcast, is it? Okay, I'm trying to post these things. Okay, I think we're ready to start. You ready, Pixie? Okay. Let's get started then. Good morning, everybody. This is the Ministry of Abnormality Twitch broadcast. I'm your host, Abnormal, and as always, this is Pixie, the love of my life. Today we are working on a commissioned image that we've been working the last few days called the Black Dragon, and let me show you what we got here. So we're drawing a group of heroes that is attacking a black dragon in the background. I'll show you. So we have a black dragon in the background, and some scenery, and the 4 heroes. Now today we are finishing the 4th hero, the Necromancer, by the name of Freudstein. And yesterday we did a lot of work on him, but today I decided that I was not happy with how the legs look, so now I'm repeating the legs. As you can see, I already sketched them out, and I'm happy with how they look. And I will be drawing the legs and the skeletons today. Now that's probably going to be taking me all morning, because skeletons, as you saw yesterday, take a while to make. So it's definitely going to be a morning of just drawing skulls and skeletons, and hopefully chatting with you guys in the chat room. What do you think, Pixie? Okay. I will have my 3D software open as well to use as reference, so I can rotate and look at the skulls whenever I need and basically draw them correctly. And as you guys know, I am very much obsessed with my skeletons and skulls looking correct, so I will be giving it as long as possible. But my objective for this morning is to manage to finish. Wait, let me look at the broadcast. Okay. But my objective for this morning is definitely to finish this character with the skulls and all the skeletons and stuff. I'm not going to cry if it doesn't happen, but that's definitely what I want. Okay. Now, give me a second here. I should have a cough button on my microphone, but it's so far away. I really need to fix my office setup here. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we're going to be starting, as always, in the chat room. You guys can pretty much ask me anything you like. Okay. Now I think we're ready. I think we got everything we need. Let's get started then, shall we? Now, as I was saying, in the chat room, you guys... Okay, sorry. Okay, Pixie, what are you doing? Hello? Really? What's up? Okay, that's cute. That's very cute. Thank you. I appreciate that. That was a very nice kiss. Okay, as you guys saw, well, me and Pixie, we're very close. Okay. I shouldn't have done that. Ah, man. Okay, anyway. So as I was saying, anybody in the chat room that has any questions, feel free to ask. These questions can be about anything you want. You can ask me what I think of stuff. You can ask me about my personal life. you can ask me about art. The only things I do not discuss, art. I shouldn't have done that, Pixie. Okay. The only things I don't discuss are religion and politics. As always, I have my morning shake that I always drink for breakfast. Let's get to it. Oh, this is actually... Oh, okay. I opened my music software, and here we are. Because I'm going to listen to music, but you can't. So YouTube doesn't copyright strike us. Still, I'm listening to my favorite song of all time, which would be Pink Floyd's Coming Back to Life. Pixie, come on. Go play with the cake. Let's just get started. Okay. So we're working, as you guys can see, I also did his sleeve there. I hadn't done that yesterday. I'm going to lower a little bit the opacity here and get to work on his clothing, which, like I said, I wasn't really happy with how it was looking yesterday, so I decided to kind of remake it today. I think it's important to take the time to make sure everything is right. These images are important to a lot of people. Like, these are memories of a game, of a session, and you want them to be just right. So it's important to take the time to make sure everything looks okay. Where are you going, Pixie? Please don't. No. I've said how many times do we have to discuss this? Okay, let's just. This is comfortable, right? Okay. What are you gonna? What? What's going on? Okay. Okay, you like my chin? Ow, that hurts. What's up? Really? Okay, is this what we're doing? This is a lot of public display of affection, This is going on YouTube. Oh, you don't care? Okay. Okay, so let's work like this for a while. Fortunately, I have learned to manage this software enough to the point that I don't actually need my other hand for a while. I will have you know, though, that this is not the most comfortable way to work. No, you can't bite. Okay, you can bite my fingers. Pixie has this habit of grabbing my fingers and biting them. It doesn't hurt or anything. She just kind of likes to do it. I'm sorry. I should. This is an art channel. I should be doing art, but apparently Pixie is just the star of the show. Come on. I need this hand. I need to work. Okay, I need to work. Okay, come on, let's get comfortable, okay? I need to work. Yeah, sorry about the public displays of affection, people, but what can I say? I'm a cat person. Okay, well, we got a couple of people in the chat room, silent for now, but I do have a question for today, to start the day, and it's, right now I decided to start my day listening to my favorite song. I just mentioned it to you guys. Listening to my favorite song in the world, Pink Floyd's Coming Back to Life. It is my #1 song. I love it. I listen to it at least once I listen to it at least once a day. And every time I listen to it, it never fails. It just gets me in the best mood ever. It is such a... What are you doing? Okay. It is such a special song. A special song. It is such a special song to me, and it just makes me feel good. And so I suppose the question for the chat room would be, what song does that for you? What song just makes you, what song just fixes your day? And when when you're not feeling at your best or anything like that, what song is it that you listen to just kind of, get going with your day and kind of make you feel better? To me, it's this song. This is the song that gets me in a good mood. This is the song that just... Well, you too, Pixie. You also make me get in a very good mood. Okay. So where were we? Yeah, by now you guys should already be used to like the whole love session with Pixie every single broadcast, right, Pixie? Yeah, you just sit there. Okay, well, apparently there's a lot of silence. Okay, I guess I'll just blab about whatever is going on. We can make this into a sort of podcast journal kind of format. I'm okay with that. Okay, so yesterday I was kind of looking at the image that I'm working on right now, and I was not very happy with how the legs looked. I was kind of displeased a little bit. And, well, when you're not working in a hurry, when you're not, like, working on a deadline or something like that, sometimes you can afford to take a couple of extra minutes and make sure that the image looks just the way you want it to look. The thing is, a lot of times, as an artist, you're working on a deadline, right? And a lot of times as an artist, you don't have all the time that you would ideally want to create the things you want to create. But when you do have the time, you definitely... you need to learn as an artist to create the best product possible in the amount of time that you have. And I think I guess what I'm trying to say is that as an artist, you have to be willing to pay the price to make the image that you want to make. And sometimes that means extra work. Sometimes that means repeating a part of the image, even though you've already worked on it for hours and hours and hours. And Pixie, please don't. Why are you doing this? What? I was in this very profound moment. I was telling people about some profound artist shit, and there you go, trying to... No! Why? Why must you do this? I don't get it. What? The screen, you can't claw the screen. There's no sharpening of claws. And why are you laying down there? I'm working. This is this... I was working precisely on that spot. Could you move? No? Can you move? Pixie, can you move? I kind of need... And you're on the right side. I can't just switch my hands. The keyboard's on that side. Come on. Give me. You're very fluffy. You're very cute, but I need to work. I'm gonna put my hand on you, but it's not to scratch you. I need to stop following my hand. You follow my hand and it makes me want to scratch you. Stop it. Okay, that was yes, you're very elegant, but okay, thank you. So okay, in the chat room, hello Spelunking and hello Yo. Good morning. I was talking about. I was in this like super profound moment. Holy crap! There you go again. You know, this always happens. This is like the first hour of the broadcast is me fighting against you, and this kind of weird struggle of love and exasperation. We can't go on like this. No, you're gonna knock the screen over. You know, this is all my fault. I just blame myself. I should have disciplined you when you were a little cat and taught you that this is not an appropriate space for you. And I didn't do that, and now you just have no respect for my workspace and I think we need to go to couples therapy. Because I don't think you respect my work. I think, yeah. No. Okay, I'm just gonna work here, and you can do whatever you're doing over there. So anyway, as I was saying, as an artist, you have to be willing to put in the extra time, the extra effort, in order to make an image look the way you want it to look. And sometimes that involves repeating parts of the image, and sometimes that involves discarding something that you've been working for, that you've been working on for hours and hours and hours, but still, you have to discard it sometimes because you want the image to look a certain way, and you have to be willing to pay that price. Now, no, you're gonna knock it. What are you doing? Okay, I'm just gonna let you. That's not a wall. It's not. I prefer you when you're here. It's less comfortable for my back, but at least. Whatever. Okay. Anyway, damn it! You're not even letting me complete this idea. I'm giving like this whole wisdom thing, and you're making me look anything but wise, Pixie. I have an image to maintain. Come on, we make a living off of this. Help me out. Okay, so my point is, sometimes you have to put in extra effort. The end. Yeah, shows me to try to be wise around you, Pixie. Trying to help the artists of the world. Well, you know what? Sometimes it's hard. Okay, so anyway, how is everybody today? How is everybody? I'm great. It's a fine, cold morning. I love cold mornings. And So okay, so I was given like this whole kind of journal thing where I was talking about my day yesterday, and so I was kind of checking this image out in the afternoon and deciding that I definitely just wasn't happy with the way the legs looked. So I decided that it needed the extra work, and I'm much happier with how it looks now. So yeah. There you go, Pixie. Pixie has decided that she's had enough, and she has moved over to the CPU. Well, she will now proceed to become a fluffy CPU warmer. Look at that position. Okay. Whew. So yes, anyway, so I proceeded to fix that. I also got a little bit of work done on the other commissions. I've got, working on that book cover that I showed yesterday on the website, and also I have to continue work on the sofa commission, the one with the couch. So it was a busy day, and then class in the afternoon. I decided I like going to teach my class on my bike. So I decided to go on my bike, even though it kind of looked like it was going to rain, and it did. But it did on the way home, so kind of got wet coming home. But all the road home, I was just thinking, okay, it's raining, but what I do when it rains, when I'm like out jogging or on my bike or something and it rains, what I do to kind of, and this is actually, I actually recommend this. So if you're a person that has to like ride a bike or go out and jog or stuff like that, and suddenly it's raining and rain kind of brings you down, what I do when it rains, and you're not going to believe this, but what I do when it rains is that I sing. And it always kind of makes the rain a lot more enjoyable. So yesterday, while I was riding my bike home from the university, and it started raining, and I was getting all wet, and it was cold, I just kind of sung all the way home, and it really makes the whole thing a lot more enjoyable. Now, the thing is, all the way home, I was thinking about the hot shower that I would take as soon as I got home, and how I'd feel like how awesome it is to take a hot shower when you're all cold and stuff. It always feels so good to take a hot shower when you're all cold. And as soon as I got home, the water heater was out of batteries. So I got home from riding my bike home. I got home from riding my bike in the rain, and I basically had to take a cold shower. But it's all right. Worse things have happened. I was at the university teaching my class. I'm kind of excited that university is almost over. I really can't wait. It's 2 weeks more and it's over, and I'm very, very excited about that. The reason I'm very excited about that is because I'm actually kind of enjoying this this whole broadcast thing. It's a lot of fun, and I really can't wait until I can do it more often and kind of start getting the hang of it. I feel like there's a lot of there's a lot of parts of it that are not quite entertaining and stuff like that, and I really want to kind of get a lot of practice in and kind of do this often and sort of make sure that it starts working better. So as soon as university's done, I'll have that opportunity to kind of do this more often. So I'm actually quite excited about university ending this semester in about a week and a half. The final day of classes is November 3rd. Hey, good morning, Voltus. Let's see who we got in this chat room. What have we got? What have we got? How can I see this? Ah, here we go. Okay. So classes end for me on November 3rd, and I'm really kind of looking forward to it, so I can, kind of dedicate more time to this broadcasting and get a lot more work done. I'm looking forward to taking a bunch of commissions and kind of getting a lot of work done in November. December's always a very hard month financially, and it's been a very hard year financially, so I kind of want to really work hard in overtime in November so that December is not going to be as difficult and hard as it normally is. In a very kind of squirrely way, it's kind of like getting ready for the winter. So yeah, there's that. And there's also the fact that, by the end of the semester, you're always a little bit tired. You're a little bit tired of teaching, and it always seems at the beginning of the semester that it's never going to be enough, but by the end, you're always tired and stuff. This semester, because of financial problems, I took more classes. Let me save. This semester, because of financial problems, I took more classes than I normally take, and this semester I've been having to go to the university 4 days a week, which doesn't sound like much. I mean, if you're a student, that's probably less than what you do, but for me, since, I have this other job that I do, drawing commissions and stuff, it takes away a lot of my time. And the thing is that commissions are probably my main source of income right now, which is not saying much because, I can't, wait, what's going on with the computer? Okay. Because since I can't dedicate all the time I want to them, I can't make them as often, and, well, you guys probably know how that works. So I'm kind of looking forward to the semester being over and me being able to have a very productive November filled with commissions. And yeah. Also, for next semester, I'm definitely not taking as many classes. That is absolutely guaranteed. I love being a teacher. I love teaching. But I definitely realize this semester that I love it as long as it's not too much. I love teaching as long as it's not something I do every day or all the time. I love doing it just a couple of times a week, and that's it. So this semester I was teaching a different class that I didn't used to teach before. I started teaching a class in a new major, a new career that they opened at the university. That's basically digital entertainment. You study to make video games or animation and stuff like that. And I took this class, and it's a class, the students are too young. And so, I was kind of not feeling, I've kind of been not feeling the class. And so, I'm kind of also looking forward to being done with that. I'm kind of the students are nice people. They're nice people. But I'm kind of looking forward to finishing that class because it's really not my cup of tea. I kind of like to teach students of a certain level, and these were definitely not at the level that I like to teach. Also, I want to be able to dedicate more time, not just commissions and stuff, But I really want to be able to dedicate more time to my new kind of, what shall we call it, goal, or perhaps obsession, that I want to learn Unity. I want to start experimenting a little bit with Unity and coding and making video games. So I even got myself this kind of online course. And before anybody says that you can't learn coding online, or that you can't learn to make video games online, or anything like that, you know what? Fuck you. I don't care. You know, it's what I got. I'm not saying I'm not gonna make a homemade version of I'm not sitting here trying to make a homemade version of Dark Souls. I got myself a course. It teaches you Unity. You end up making a little mobile game. It's just that. And I see in the chat room Yodel asking if that's what the comic I Am Infinity was about. Absolutely, that was what that comic was about. It's me trying to learn C# as part of this course in learning Unity. And it's fun. It's fun. I'm not expecting to become like master coder or anything like that. I'm not expecting to become like a programmer or anything of that sort. I just kind of want to learn something new. I want to learn something different, and this is it. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to the semester being over and me being able to dedicate a little bit more time to that new kind of endeavor that I've got. Of course, if I ever think it's interesting, if I ever think it's fun, I'll be sure to share with you guys whatever I do. And of course, if you're a Patreon, which by the way I have a Patreon, you can check it out. Abnormal. If you look it up, Abnormal Patreon or whatever, Google. But yeah, if you are a Patreon, I can assure you that the moment I have something that's even remotely playable, like just a character moving in a scenery or something like that, Patreon is the place where you're going to be able to play it. Because I love my Patreons. These are people that have helped me survive this year, and I owe them a lot. So yeah, as soon as I have something that's even remotely, even if it's just a ball moving on a platform, I can assure you that Patreons will be the ones to play it first. And yeah, so I kind of got that, and I'm really looking forward to having a little bit more time so I can kind of try it out. And now I'm happy with these legs. Let's go with the head. So yeah, I'm kind of learning, and it's funny because just like I did in that comic, like I mentioned in the comic that I did about it, when you're a person that has never done any coding in your life, suddenly jumping into C# is very, very, very... Well, I'm not sure I'm going to call it traumatic, but it is definitely... It's not... It is... I'm guessing the word I'm looking for here is humbling. You kind of... You think you're smart because maybe, in your field, you're good and knowledgeable. I'm not the best artist in the world, but I know what I'm doing. And there are things that I am aware that I know a lot about because I've studied them carefully and dedicated a lot of time to them. But suddenly you get into this new thing, in my case, Unity and C#, and you are completely lost. I'm watching some of these classes, little 6-minute videos compose this entire course, and I'm watching it, and just watching a 6-minute explanation on on a video, and suddenly when it's done, you realize, holy crap, I just watched a 6-minute video where I understood absolutely nothing of what was going on. And I like it. You know, it's an interesting sensation. Especially for me as a teacher, I think it's important because I'm kind of used to, as a teacher, being the guy that explains stuff to people, being the guy that understands, and kind of dealing with people that don't understand. And to suddenly have those roles, well, not the roles, because there's no, like, direct this hand is looking awful. To suddenly have those, well, that kind of role reversal experience where now I'm the guy that doesn't get anything. There isn't anybody to explain it to me or anything like that, but still, you know, kind of feeling that I don't get it and that I have to sit down and study harder. It is kind of humbling. It is kind of neat. And it's also a lot of fun to realize that, yeah, you know, there's still a lot of stuff I can learn. The funny thing is, okay, so I got myself this course. It's on this site called Udemy, and it's a pretty good site. Like, you find courses in a lot of stuff. And, you know, I see this course, and it has, like, great reviews. Everybody's saying, you know, it's awesome. You kind of make your first mobile game, and it's real, real good. 5 stars all over the place. Great comments. So I buy it. It's on sale, and it cost me $15. So right now, I'm very, very, very. Money is very tight. Money is very tight for me right now. I can barely afford rent and food at this moment, but I decided, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this because this is an investment. This will be useful. This will be something that I can use later on. Who knows? Maybe I'll make a mobile game and it will be the next Flappy Bird, and I'll make tons of money and whatever. You know, you never know. Let's invest in this. So I decided to invest in it, and I start the course. And as soon as I start the course, I mean, the course said that you know, it was for beginners. It was for people that didn't know Unity. So, you know, I say, hey, that's the course for me. That's the course I have to take. Wait, I'm about to ban somebody in the chat room. Okay. So anyway. So yeah, I decided, okay, this is the course I have to take. This is what's going to teach me what I need to learn. And as soon as I started, I'm not getting anything. It's like, yeah, you know, I'm not getting absolutely anything. And that's where the comic came from. That's from the I Am Infinity, where the I Am Infinity comic came from. That I was feeling like, wow, you know, I'm not even getting this at a beginner level. So what's going on here? And so it's like, I even started, I mean, I didn't start worrying about it, but I was kind of like, oh, wow, I mean, do I really not understand anything? Or you know, what's going on? Like what's wrong here? Did I make a mistake? Did I take a course I wasn't supposed to take? So I read a little bit into it, and it says that it is beginners, but that you need a basic understanding of shit, how do I forget? OOP? No, or is it OPP? And I forget the names. Anyway, you need like this basic understanding of some programming concepts that, like, I don't even have that. So I'm like, oh wow, okay. I don't even have that knowledge. I don't even know object-oriented programming. I think it's object-oriented programming or processing. Yeah. object-oriented, whatever. So I'm like, wow, I don't even know this. And apparently it's fundamental. Apparently it's fundamental to doing this course that you know that. So I had to actually stop the course. Like I had to actually not cancel it or anything, but just kind of stop it for a minute and look up OPP. And I thought, like, at that moment, I thought it was just going to be a matter of kind of like looking it up on Wikipedia, understanding what it's about, and moving on. Nope. It's this whole thing I have to learn. So then what I did, and again, like, please, anybody anywhere that's kind of listening to this and thinking like, oh, you can't learn programming that way, again, fuck you. You know, this is what I got. Like, this is what I got to learn, and there's nothing I can do. This is what's available to me. So anyway, I decided, okay, I need to learn OOP. Oh, goodbye, Yodel. Have a great day. So I decided, okay, I have to learn OOP. And this course is not going to teach it to me, but I have to learn it if I want to do this course. So the first thing I realized is, okay, this is definitely going to take longer than I thought. This is going to be a matter of patience and all that. I'm good with that. I didn't expect to kind of learn it from one moment to another. But then I also, let's just do this in the pencil right away. No, wait, actually, no, we do need it. Okay. Let me. This is a bone wall. What can I do here? Okay. Let's just give it a shot. So I decided, like, okay, you know, I'm gonna learn OOP, and I have to do a complete separate course. But of course, I'm not gonna pay more money because I barely have any money as it is. So I find myself the C# for Dummies book. And I decided, okay, I'm going to use that. I'm going to use C# for Dummies. That's how I'm going to learn this crap. And I have to admit, using that book, I've actually been able to grab different parts of the course and understand them better. Like, I know a lot of people don't like support or maybe think much of those courses of the, you know, for Dummies series of courses, but damn it, if it was useful, it's been working for me. You know, it's helped me understand. Like, I've actually been doing that along with the course. I do the course on Unity until I get completely lost. And when I get completely lost, I go back to the For Dummies, read another couple of chapters, kind of get a better understanding of what's going on, and then get back to it. It's probably the most ass-backwards way to learn what I'm trying to learn, but hey, you know, it's working. In a way, you know, it's not as far as it manages to get me out of, you know, to step out of that place where I don't know absolutely anything, and if it at least manages to get me into an area where I can more or less understand what's going on, and then kind of look for something more advanced or something better from there, I'm good. So yeah, that's what I'm, So that's kind of the point where I am right now with my learning. I don't know. I just kind of had this idea stuck in my head that I want to make a platformer game. It's one of my favorite types of video games. And I realized that, you know, some of my favorite games from the past days have been games that were made like by one or two people. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to do a little bit of sketching here. Okay. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, games like let's just erase this. I'm gonna need to sketch this a little bit more. You know, games like Dust and Elysian Tale, Cave Story. These were games that were made by one person. And I'm like, oh, okay, shit, this is awesome. Like, one person made this? Wow, cool. So, you know, why can't I? Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm sketching out the skeletons. And as I told you guys before, I have 3D software open right there that I'm using kind of as a reference guide to how these things are supposed to look. It's going to take a little bit of focusing from me, but I'll manage. So, okay, what's up in the chat room? Let's answer some questions or something so I can focus here. Like, yeah, actually talking and answering questions helps me focus. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Now, what I'm doing is, in this part, I'm going to be joining with the scenery, mostly because it's the skeletons are coming out of the ground, so it's kind of a good idea to start involving the scenery with what's going on. You know, kind of start making them look like they're coming out of the ground and all that kind of stuff. Really kind of getting starting to give that sensation. They're all pulling themselves out of the ground and forming a kind of wall to protect themselves. Hey, Voltus, see you're back. Well, you know, technology is awesome, like you said yesterday, but it still has its limits. I'm just amazed you can watch this on your train ride home. So, you know, if you lose connection once or twice, it's still pretty awesome that you can watch this on your commute. Out of curiosity, Voltus, how long is your train ride commute from work to your house? Oh wow, we didn't have the window where we see everything up close. Let's have that. There we go. Now Twitch is crashing. Sorry, dude. Oh, okay, Ying Ling says, I wish I could stream during my commute. 1.5 hours in a train every day, and my choices are unbelievably slow. But free internet or paying like 10 cents per megabyte. Wow, 1.5 hours to get to work? Like that's the part I'm focusing on. Like, wow, that is... Have to admit, that is one long commute. Wow. Okay. Yeah, you win. I don't know, but like, how long is your guys' commute? Like, who else? Like, because like. Okay. No, because like for example, if I were to take a bus, normally I take a bike to go to the university. But if I were to take a bus, it would take me about an hour to get to the university. But that doesn't mean I'm far. Like, you know, I'm not far from the university. I'm just it's just bad traffic and stuff like that. So, you know, it's kind of like, if I go on my bike to the university, it takes me like 25 minutes. If I go on a bus, it's about an hour. I live about 11 kilometers from the university. But wow, I'm reading like people like you and Voltus taking like an hour on a train, and if it's a train, that probably means we're talking about something very far. You know what I mean? Like okay, wow, it's a train ride. A train normally doesn't have traffic problems, so how far are you guys from? Okay, wow, Voltus is 100 kilometers from his job. That's okay. That would take me 250 minutes to get there. And I'd probably not get there in the best shape. Like, I'd probably be exhausted when I got there. On a bike, I mean. No, these are insane. Like, gotta tell you guys, like, that's... Wow. I mean, do you at least have, like, a good schedule? Because, like, I mean, if you spend, like, a couple of hours a day on train and all that, like, I hope you at least have a good schedule. So yeah, Voltus is 100 kilometers from his job. Yan Ling is 60 kilometers. That would still take me about... Wow. Wait, I made a mistake. Wow. Am I like the stupid artist or what? When I said that 100 kilometers would take me 250 minutes, no, that's not right. What am I, like a fucking Olympian? No, it's 2,500 minutes. That's what. Wow, I'm glad I'm not a mathematician here. Yeah, engineer, I am not. Yes, 25 times 100 is not 250. It's 2,500 or 2,500 as they say. So that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time. Hey, it's Raven. Man, I haven't seen you in ages. What's up, Raven? It's been years. Great to see you again. Oh, you're staying under the radar internet-wise? Is there a reason, or is it like for productivity or something? Or is it just something you can't say? You know, we understand. Privacy and stuff. Anyway, oh, lots of real-life activity. A bit less of the virtual activity. That sounds okay. Yeah, that's cool. Well, in any case, Raven, like, if you say that it takes you 20 minutes to walk from work, I believe that's supposed to be like the ideal. Like, that is supposed to be what it should be like all over the world. That people are supposed to live close to where they work and all that kind of stuff, so that people can walk to work or bike it and don't have to rely on cars and burning fossil fuels and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, it's, you know, don't feel bad because you're doing it the ideal way. That is supposed to be the way you're supposed to do it. And, you know, good for you though. You know, if you got a lot of stuff going on in your life and internet life have to be sacrificed, good for you though. You know, because you don't, you know, if you're, I'm guessing it means that there's a lot of good stuff going on in your life, and that's awesome. So yeah, that's definitely cool, man. I'm happy to hear that, and also happy to see you again. It's been years. It has been years. It's always nice to see. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I'm sorry. The phone is ringing. Gotta go answer it. Let me see what this is about. Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that brief interruption. Normally when my phone rings, I pay attention to it because it doesn't normally ring. You know, I'm not that sociable. I don't get a lot of phone calls. If I get a phone call, it's normally either my parents or my girlfriend. And at this hour, it's not common. But I forgot that we are approaching elections, and so of course a lot of phone campaigning is going on, which I do hate. But it also gives me the opportunity and excuse to be rude to people and not feel bad about it. I realize that this is just the person that was calling. It's just her job. But, you know, she gets paid to talk on the phone. I can be rude. And I'm not, like, rude. Like, I don't insult her or anything like that. It's just, like, you know, just not willing to put up with whatever crap they're trying to sell. In this case, I answer the phone, and it's this person that has a voice like they just don't want to be there, which I understand, you know. It happens. Anyway, she's like, this is a call from the health department. I'm like, the health department? She's like, yeah, the health department. So I'm like, the health department of what? You know, like, if you're the health department, tell me of what? And she's like, of the nation? And I'm like, oh, okay. The health department, okay. So what do you want? And she's like, oh, you know, I need to know if somebody in that house is on a pension. And I'm like, no, there's no pensions here, and okay, goodbye. The health department. Well, I didn't think that. Fortunately, I rent this home, so if they're gonna condemn my house, it's really not like my problem to solve. But okay, let's see what happened in the chat room while I was away. So you say you've been following local music a lot heavier than before, so most of the commuting you do is to gigs of musicians you like. Is it still commuting if it's like just going to a music gig? Like, does that still count as commuting? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Does commuting have to be to work, or is commuting just going from point A to point B? Like, what is the definition of this word? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So it's just a matter of perspective. I'm cool. Okay, people in the chat room. We've got a nice little private chat room here. There's very few people, but then again, it's very early in the morning. I have a question for you. Now, I had mentioned before that I was planning to maybe do, like, a Let's Play. Because, you know, hey, why the fuck not? We're on Twitch. Let's do a Let's Play. And, I was thinking, okay, you know, I'm not a professional gamer, and I'm not going to be doing, like, Let's Plays all the time. I'm an artist. This is what I do. This is what I'm good at. I'm not bad at video games, but, you know, it's not... People are probably going to watch it for whatever commentary I have to make on the game or whatever I have to say. So I was thinking, okay, what can I play that would be fun to watch that isn't, like... Because, you know, the game I love to play the most is Dark Souls. And right now I'm playing Demon Souls. I decided to kind of get back into Demon Souls, why not? But, and I watch, like, most of the Let's Players I watch, if not the only Let's Plays I watch, are Dark Souls Let's Plays and Demon Souls. I don't watch Bloodborne Let's Plays because, I don't have Bloodborne, I don't have a PS4, can't afford one. So, I don't want to play, you know, I don't want to watch a Let's Play of a game that I haven't played. if that makes any sense. You know, I like Let's Plays of games that I've played because I kind of like to compare it to whatever I did and stuff like that, and kind of find new stuff to do in the game. But if it's a game, you know, that I haven't played, I just really don't want to watch it. I just want to play it. So anyway, yeah, I watched Let's Plays of Dark Souls and Demon Souls, and I was thinking, okay, you know, I can't do that because the people I watch playing that are like super awesome, super good at what they do, and people like Epic Name Bro and Silvermont and stuff like that. They're people that are really good at this. So okay, not that. So I was thinking, okay, what game could I play that's, you know, that I'm not terrible at, but you know, I have to be pro level, that I can make comments over and jokes over and kind of this whole little comedy thing around it, but also that has not been done to death, and that is not like you know, everybody's playing it and everybody's doing it and all that kind of stuff. So then it occurred to me, okay, how about if, you know, just for laughs, just to give it a shot, just to kind of try it out, I play Mirror's Edge. And because, you know, I was kind of planning to play Mirror's Edge anyway, since I'm excited about the new one coming along. And the twist, like the variety to this, is that I play Mirror's Edge as a very clumsy person that's totally afraid of the whole parkour activity. So, you know, a person that you know, not play Mirror's Edge like a speedrunner, like trying to go as agile as possible through the levels and all that, but play Mirror's Edge as if I were just like a regular dude that's afraid of heights and just really not happy to be there, and kind of just play this game commenting like I was this dude. So it's just an idea I had, and I was kind of thinking, okay, you know, let's see what people think. You know, I'll just comment it in the chat room, see if people think this sounds amusing, and maybe I can try it Friday evening or something like that. I can give it a shot, see what, you know, see if that's, yeah, it's basically a role play idea. You know, just kind of role play a kind of scaredy cat loser type person that is involved, that is in the role of Mirror's Edge, and, you know, kind of, I can imagine it like going up to the edges and looking down and saying like, fuck that, no, I'm not doing that jump, and stuff like that, and just kind of finding the safest route through all the levels, and just really kind of playing it as somebody that is not like pleased with what's going on there, and just kind of finding the easiest way around places and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I get what Raven is saying in the chat room, saying that, okay, you know, if you're gonna play you know, if you were gonna do a Let's Play, it would be a game that you're skilled at, so you're not struggling with it. And that's the thing, like, I'm not a Mirror's Edge pro, but I've played it enough, and I know about it enough to not get lost in it, to really like know my way around it. You know, there aren't parts of the game where I'll be like struggling for half an hour without being able to get through it. And also, I think I'm good enough at it that I can simulate not being good at it. Which is also kind of, you know, kind of the whole roleplay idea, you know, kind of. And again, you know, I've never actually done this before, so I'm kind of just going to be trying it out and seeing how it goes. So, you know, it's not like I'm a pro Let's Player that's, you know, that already knows his shit and knows what he's doing. You know, I'm just a guy that wants to try out something different. Yeah, you know, if you're not, did I just? Oh yeah, I just saved. Okay. You know, if you're not the best player, if you're not the pro, you know, why don't just You know, why not just goof around? So yeah, that's kind of my idea, and I'll be trying it out on Friday evening, if I don't have, like, because I don't remember if maybe I have something to do on Friday, like, whatever. But if I don't have anything to do on Friday evening, I'll try that. I'll give it a shot and see how it goes. See if maybe it's fun. See if maybe people like it. Dying Light. Yes. I have not been able to play Dying Light. I've been wanting it. I've been wanting to try it out, but, you know, money's tight. Money's tight, and I don't really have a budget for buying full-priced games at the moment. I don't even have a budget to buy on-sale games. So, I do want to try Dying Light because parkour games are... Like, Mirror's Edge is easily one of my favorite games of all time. I'm really looking forward to the new one. And when Dying Light, like, came out and was announced and all that kind of stuff, I thought, wow, this looks like something I definitely would enjoy. But, you know, it's going to have to wait. Better times will come. So yeah, that's my idea, and we'll see how it goes. You know, I'm not even sure if the software I'm using right now will be good for broadcasting. So I'm gonna have to look into that. And what system is that for? Dying Light. Well, Dying Light is I think it's on everything. You know, I think it's on everything that's worth having. It's on PlayStation 4. Xbox One and PC. I would use it on PC though. You know, I would play it on PC because it's what I got. I don't have a PlayStation 4 and I don't have an Xbox One. I don't want an Xbox One for that matter. I do want a PlayStation 4, but the reason I want a PlayStation 4 is just to play Bloodborne, not to play Dying Light. If Bloodborne were on PC, which I wish it had been, but hey, Sony exclusive. If Bloodborne were on PC, I would definitely get it on PC. I am the kind of gamer that will prefer always PC version. So yeah, Dying Light is on all the platforms that matter. You know, it's not that bad though. You know, like when you can't afford games. It's there's an advantage to it, you know. There's this whole thing that later on, when I can play them, they're gonna be old and so they're probably gonna run beautifully on whatever computer I'm using in the future when I can get them. So there is that, you know. There's always that advantage. Yeah, it's still full price. So, but yeah, you know, I always try to think of it that way. You know, like, okay, you know, when I finally can get it, it's going to be a couple of years old, and it's going to be working beautifully. It's going to be, like, patched to hell, and optimized, and who knows, maybe even a few mods or something like that. And, you know, that's definitely a way to look at it. Yeah, I agree on the Skyrim part. Like, you know, if you just get into Skyrim now, you're going to have a pretty polished experience that you can complement with mods, and it's going to be good. I enjoyed Skyrim a lot, and once I got to modding it, it was even better. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. So, what I'm trying to do here is a nice little confusing composition. So let's get back to it. Oh, Voltus says he's trying not to hype Fallout 4. I'm really not even thinking about Fallout 4 right now. When does it come out? That's pretty soon, isn't it? Yeah, like Fallout 4 comes out pretty damn soon, doesn't it? November, okay. We still got a good month on that. Yeah, that's one that's gonna be a while before I play it. Definitely, definitely gonna be a while before I can play Fallout 4. Maybe my system can handle it though, because in total honesty, it doesn't really look graphically amazing. It looks okay, but it doesn't really look. It looks all right, but it's not like I saw the graphics on the trailer and said like, holy shit, is my computer gonna handle that? No, it's all right. So, maybe Fallout 4 is actually a game my computer can handle. I guess it all depends on how well optimized it is. But, right now my computer isn't having any problem with Metal Gear 5. It reheats and crashes, but for the while before it reheats, it actually handles it pretty well. Yeah, Raven, I think you make a good point. Perhaps, the heaviness of Fallout is not going to be the graphics, but just the processing of it all. No, still, it's going to be a while before I can play that, so, whatever. You guys can enjoy your Fallout 4s and your Dying Lights and everything. I'll enjoy, what will I be enjoying? Okay. Give me a second. Were those birds inside or outside? Not sure what you're talking about. Oh, okay. Raven says that you've been playing Pillars of Eternity. I've been wanting to play that game. Okay, wait a minute. This skull is too big. I've been wanting to play Pillars of Eternity. Pillars of Eternity and Divinity Original Sin. Those games I've been wanting to play. I've been kind of craving one of those old-style RPGs. And those two are like some of my main choices. And they're cheap. I mean, they're not even expensive, but it's you know, let's not get back into that. I don't think you guys need me to repeat like how poor I am. So, but yeah, I'm really, eventually I'll try it out. I'll try out Pillars of Eternity or Divinity Original Sin. I'm actually gonna try out both eventually, but I'll see which one I do first. Actually, if anybody here has played both of them, I'd definitely take some advice on which one I should play first. Okay, Voltus is on the Kickstarter for Pillars of Eternity, so there's that. So did anybody play Divinity Original Sin? Okay, Raven says that, you can only speak about Pillars of Eternity, but if you like Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, or Temple of Elemental Evil, you'll probably like it. Well, then I will, because I do like those games. I love them, in fact. Yeah, I've heard that both Original Sin and Pillars of Eternity are very similar games, which, kind of, I'm okay, two different games that give you the same vibe, I'm cool with that. Definitely looking for that kind of game right now. I've been talking like all these days about Diablo 3 and how I want to play it. Okay, so what I'm drawing here, by the way, is a bone wall. So it's not supposed to be polished or anything like that. It's supposed to be messy and like there's supposed to be bones everywhere and stuff because it's a shield. So, I'm kind of trying to mix it up a little bit. Kind of add bones here and there. Make sure that it doesn't look too polished. Oh! You started playing Diablo 3 again? Wow. That's awesome. Is it... Okay, I actually have questions. When was the last time you played Diablo 3? I mean, you're playing it again, and when was the last time you played Diablo 3? Okay, I know this is looking kind of mixed up, but let's get to it. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add another bone here. Wait, what am I drawing on? Oh, okay. Okay, so Voltus says that the last time he played Diablo 3 was more than half a year, might be more. So I'm asking because I've been told that one of the main reasons to play Diablo 3 right now is that it's been getting better and better and better as time has gone by. So that apparently right now it's like this amazing game, that it's real good. And Because when it came out, I wasn't very pleased with the reviews and like what I read about it and all that kind of stuff. But apparently right now it's like this incredibly awesome game. Raven says I ended up getting Torchlight 2 rather than Diablo 3. And that's actually exactly what happened to me. I got Torchlight 2 instead of Diablo 3. I loved it. I loved it. But I've played it to death already. Yeah, I kind of played Torchlight 2 to death already. Played it modded, sorry. And I'm kind of feeling like I've gotten as much as I'm gonna get out of that game, which was great. It's excellent value for its price. I have no complaints on Torchlight 2. Maybe the only complaint I would have on Torchlight 2 is that, to me, it felt a little bit short. But also, maybe that's because I was enjoying it too much. Good things never last. But I love Torchlight, and I love Torchlight 2, and I chose it over Diablo 3, and I do not regret that choice. It's basically, to me, it's more a matter of I'm looking for those type of games. I love them. I love action RPGs. I actually have some other options. I've mentioned this before. I'm also curious about this one called Grim Dawn, which apparently has this very nice physics engine. So, kind of like when you hit an enemy very hard, they kind of the impact kind of throws them back and stuff like that. So apparently it has a very interesting physics engine and all that kind of stuff. And action RPGs are a genre that I like a lot. So, which is also probably one of the reasons I like Dark Souls so much, because, it's basically an action RPG. At its core. Path of Exile, I have to be honest. I have to be totally honest here. The reason I have not gone into Path of Exile is because I don't know. There's something about free-to-play that just makes me feel... I know it's stupid. I know there's some excellent free-to-play stuff. But there's something about free-to-play that just makes me feel like I'm playing an inferior product. And I know that is a completely stupid thing to say. I know it's completely untrue. I know there's some perfectly good, perfectly fine free-to-play stuff out there that I should be trying out. But I can't help it. Like, I tried Path of Exile, and all the time I just kind of couldn't get out of my head that I was in free-to-play. And also, the entire time I was kind of feeling like, okay, they're going to try and get my money now. And I know it's a stupid thing. I know it's not necessarily true, but I always feel when I'm playing free-to-play that I'm getting an inferior product than what I would be getting if I paid. Another person is probably paying for this and getting a better game than I am. So, yeah, I know it's a stupid thing. I know it's not necessarily true and all that, but hey, that's just the way it kind of feels. Yeah. If it gets to the point where I still can't afford games and that's all I have available, then it's good to know that these options exist. And I do apologize if if maybe Yeah, I do apologize if like anybody listening is passionate about free-to-play games or thinks that that's where all games should go to and everything like that. But I just can't shake that feeling that I'm getting an inferior product, that somebody else is paying for it and getting a better game than I am. Which is also one of the reasons I don't like DLC either. Like, you know, when I buy a game and there's a lot of DLC for it, I feel bad because I feel like, okay, you know, if I had all the DLC, I'd get a much better game. There's some DLC that I can deal with. For example, I love Borderlands, right? And it's a very big game. It's a very full game. You're getting a very full experience, and there's more, you know. So that's where I kind of like DLC. And I actually have the DLC for Borderlands 2 and all the DLC for Borderlands 1. I have shit, I forget the name of the DLC, but the one that's basically like playing a D&D campaign and all that. I haven't even played through it, but I have it, and I'm cool with that. I don't have all the characters, but I'm okay. You know, I'm okay not having all the characters and stuff. I know what I'm missing there, and I'm cool. But in other cases, it's not the same. In other cases, it's like, okay, you know, I'm playing an incomplete game, and other people are playing a much better version, and okay, I might get that sensation with something like Batman, Arkham Knight, or something like that, or that whole fiasco with Payday 2. Yeah, I don't know what that ended in, but I did read about that whole thing that happened with Payday 2, and that was just some crazy stuff. Like, what on earth made them think that was a good idea? Let's see. Yingling says, I hate it when the game is advertising the fact that you get a better game for money. For example, The Most Wanted, where there are these cars standing around in the game that you need to buy. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with DLC when it's stuff that, like, you can't, that you can get without the money. You just have to grind for it, and you pay DLC for it. You pay money for it if you just don't want to grind. Which is why I never really understood what everybody's problem was with Dead Space 3. Like, Dead Space 3, you could get the stuff. Like you could get all the stuff that they were offering you to buy. You just have to grind for it. And I was okay with that. Like, yeah, you know, I want it, I grind for it. If I don't want to grind for it, I pay for it. I'm good. I'm good. And, you know, I can live with that. And yeah, no, again, like Voltus says, you know, I also understand them. I mean, like, you know, maybe they were financially needing to do this. I also do agree with Raven in the chat room saying that, you know, the DLC that he hates the most is the one that's like already on disc and you just have to pay to unlock it. I think one of the things I like really dislike about the video game industry right now is Nintendo. I grew up with Nintendo. I love my old Nintendo experiences, but I hate Nintendo right now. And one of the things I hate the most about Nintendo is I think that they do some of the most blatant, skeezy, kind of abusive bullshit, like non-consumer friendly bullshit in the industry right now, and nobody calls them out on it. Like, everybody just gives them a free pass because they're Nintendo. And again, I mean, you don't have to agree. Like, you know, you don't have to agree with me. I don't care. But yeah, like these, like with I mean, and I don't know a Wii U, so keep in mind that I'm speaking from just what I've read and what I've seen and what I've observed, like in the industry. But Like the whole deal with Splatoon and how Splatoon works. How can anybody be okay with that? Like a game that kind of limits what levels you can play of it and stuff like that. I realize that, you know, that there's more to it than that and all that kind of stuff. Or for example, amiibos. Like why is nobody like pointing at Nintendo and saying like, this is bullshit. You know, this is bullshit. Amiibos are bullshit. And yeah, you know, I do feel that Nintendo is one of the most consumer unfriendly companies right now. And I understand. They make very polished games. Their games are very enjoyable. I do understand that. Yes, Mario, nostalgia, tradition, growing up, childhood, all that kind of stuff. But holy crap, they are one... like, I see Nintendo fans, like, in an abusive relationship right now. I actually need to make this a little bit bigger here. Yeah, like, for example, the way Nintendo deals with YouTube and... like, amiibos are just DLC that's even worse than some of the worst DLC I've ever seen. So, you know, maybe right now there's somebody listening to and just kind of frothing at the mouth, getting progressively angry and angrier at my ignorance of, you know, how Nintendo is the best company ever and how Nintendo are the only bastion of light in the dark world of video gaming right now. But, you know what? Nah. It's a dark landscape out there. Voltus says he's going dark for 30 minutes. Be back when you're home. Okay, man. This is a very, very slow process drawing all these skeletons, but I love it. I love drawing skeletons and skulls and stuff, and this whole confusing image of dirt and bones flying around and all that kind of stuff. I love it. This is my jam. It's gonna take forever though. Yeah, I probably am just preaching to the choir, Raven. But you never know. Like, there's always that one fan that, like, I have this friend, and he always pre-orders stuff. And every time he pre-orders stuff, I tell him, like, dude, why are you pre-ordering? Like, you're part of the problem. Start pre-ordering. Sorry, stop pre-ordering. You know, stop doing that. And it's funny because, you know, he can't help it. He keeps on doing it. And Star Wars Battlefront is coming out, and you know, we were talking about it, and you know, he was saying, like, you know, I hope it's good, and saying, okay, you know, we'll have to wait and see how it is, you know, just we'll wait and see, and you know, if we know it's good, you know, then you can buy it and we can play it and we can try it out. And he just gives me like this sheepish look, like, oh crap. And I tell him, like, oh, you bought it already, didn't you? He's like, oh, I couldn't help it. Oh, no, fuck you, man. You're part of the problem. Pre-ordering is bad, kids. Stop pre-ordering. Raven in the chat room comments about like the Fallout pre-order with the Pip-Boy. That is one of the few moments where I would be confused about pre-ordering, because there's, I guess as long as you consider it like you're buying the toy, it's alright. You know, as long as you're not like, you know, when the game is no good, at least you're getting the statue or the toy or whatever. So there's a pre-order incentive that is not dependent on the game being good. You know, you can get, you're gonna get the Pip-Boy no matter what, no matter if the game is good or bad. So in that case, I'm okay, because, you know, you're just buying a very expensive toy. Which, yeah, sure, whatever. You know, it's not about not spending your money. It's about not, like, taking a risk on a game that you don't know if it's going to be good. So in cases like that, you know, I'm okay with pre-orders. Like, yeah, sure, you know, you wanted the Pip-Boy, buy the Pip-Boy, and stuff like that. But not for the game itself, just for the toy that you know you're going to get. Unfortunately, like, I'm guessing, I don't know because I never pre-order, but I'm guessing it's, oh, they sold out very fast? Oh, well, good for them. I mean, it looked cool. Like even with Dark Souls, like Dark Souls on PC is the only game I've ever pre-ordered. But there was a reason I pre-ordered it, and it's because I wanted to send, like, I wanted to help out, send the message to From Software that this is a game we wanted on PC, and that, you know, let's have it. So I bought Dark Souls pre-order because I wanted them to get the message, because, you know, From Software was kind of shy about publishing stuff on PC and all that, and with good reason, you know, with good reason. They had this whole thing going on where, you know, they kind of admitted openly that they were no good at programming for PC, and that they knew Dark Souls 1 on PC was not going to work well. And it was true. So it was damn true. But at the same time, we got the Angel Durante that saved Dark Souls for the PC. So, you know, God bless Durante, praise the sun. Raven says that Pip-Boy Fallout pre-order was exorbitantly expensive too. $120. Yeah, that is a lot of money. I could not afford that right now. Let's see how this is looking. It's not looking bad at all. Yeah, it's not bad. I like it. Don't think we need the scenery anymore. Let's go with characters, and we need to sketch in some more skellies. But, damn it, I gotta pee. Okay, it's time for a bathroom break. Gotta pee bad. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay, wait. Where's my broadcast? Okay. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that break took a little bit longer than I expected it to. We had a little vomit accident, didn't we, Pixie? Yes, we had a little accident involving vomit, where Pixie decided that the best place to vomit would be my PlayStation 3 controller. So, but it's okay. We cleaned it up now. No big deal, right? So yeah. So I was it was taking me a little bit longer because I was cleaning up the PlayStation 3 controller that Pixie decided would be an awesome place to vomit. So, yeah, you know, cats and vomit. What are you gonna do? They're a package deal. Right, babe? I love my Pixie. You good? Yeah, you stay there. Yes, the vomiting cat. Still have to make Friday's comic. I might make it about that. Cats and vomit. Okay, let's do this then. Okay, Raven asking a very interesting question in the chat room. I know you like to play around with styles from time to time. Have you ever tried to do a project in Japanese woodcut style? No, I actually haven't ever tried. It does sound like I mean, I do love the style. I do love the style, and I wouldn't mind, you know, giving it a shot. But no, it's never actually occurred to me before. And I love this. I actually did a lot of reading about Japanese woodcuts for a commission, but the commission was not in the style of Japanese woodcuts. It was more referencing to them. So I read a lot about those and their history and you know, the Japanese woodcuts of the 47th Ronin and all that kind of stuff. I learned a lot, and they're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, you know, hey, that's a good idea. Might give it a shot. Okay. Let's see. This is... Hey, babe, what's up? Oh. She's purring, so... No, we need a little bit of cuddling here. She likes it when you scratch her chest. Yes. Okay, but now you're just covering the screen. Yes, I had to research a little bit about Japanese woodcuts for a commission that was not in the woodcut style. And the reason was basically... Wait, which one do I need here? Okay. The reason for that was that Shit, I'm a little lost here because I'm trying to do something that I don't know how to do in this program. Okay, anyway, it was a drawing of a samurai, and he was standing in front of a tree and all that kind of stuff, and I wanted to use a lot of symbolism, so I kind of referenced that and kind of ended up reading and learning a lot about it. So, yeah, it was a good... I mean, it wasn't... Like, at no moment did the commission call for Japanese woodcut or anything like that, but it did have some samurai in it. And it was supposed to be filled with a lot of symbolism in it. So, you know, I kind of just learned about it because, you know, it's a good idea to go the full, you know... Hey, what's up? Okay, so what I'm doing here, what you don't see me doing, is I'm on the other screen moving around the skeleton that I have as reference, so that I can kind of see more or less where I'm going with the whole thing. But that's why sometimes I kind of look to the other screen and don't do anything, because I'm moving the skeleton there. Hey girl, what's up? What do you want? Are you interested in a career in the arts? Or are you just interested in watching me work? You're not even interested in watching me work. You're just interested in not letting me work. I'll bet. So Raven says in the chat room that I've been toying with this idea to make a woodcut style watercolor match with a poetic inset as a gift for a friend for her birthday. Not sure if I have the chops to pull that off though. It's been a long time since I've tried anything artistic. Well, I mean, it's a gift for a friend, so like I wouldn't suppose that it's... I think... Okay, let me try to explain myself here. I think there are certain gifts that are more about like who's giving them to you and the sentiment. So like this is something that you would make and it would probably be a beautiful gift. Even if it's not like expert craftsmanship or anything like that. And besides, like, these things aren't exactly like riding a bike. I mean, you have to practice and all that, but it doesn't mean that, you know, you're starting from zero. You probably at least do know your way around what you're doing. So, you know, there is also that. Pixie, why do I do that? I always end up with a face full of hair. And I don't even have any hair. It's not supposed to be... What? I would say, like, the only thing I would question is when it's for. Because that's the thing, like, if you have sufficient time, you can pretty much do whatever you need to do. But if it's, like, for Saturday, then I would say, yeah, just buy her a gift. But if you have time, well, damn, yeah, try. And if it ends up being something awful and horrible that you didn't even enjoy, well, you can always just buy something. Yeah, I normally don't leave my beard. I'm not good at that. I don't enjoy the sensation of having a beard. But I do normally have this kind of 3-4 day stubble thing going on, and that is like cat fur magnet. No, Pixie, you do not. Okay. Oh no. Pixie's playing with the webcam cable. Are you gonna... What are you up to? What are you doing? Okay. So you have until October 31st. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's not all the time in the world. It's 2 weeks. A little bit less. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And come on, Pixie. It's like she's got spores or something like that, and she's throwing them at me. You're not gonna reproduce this way, Pixie. Oh, come on. Oh, and also keep this in mind, Raven. Like, you're gonna make the present, and you know, if it's good, you can give it, and if it's not, you can just go a different route. But also keep in mind that even if you had like been keeping up with your artwork, even if you were at the top of your game and just like way pro and all that kind of stuff, even then, like, there's no guarantee that what you're gonna make you're gonna like. Believe me, I hate most of everything that I make. And I'm not... Oh, wait, that just sounded like I'm saying I'm at the top of my game. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I'm at the top of my game or anything like that. But I haven't stopped. I haven't stopped working, and believe me, I hate every single thing I make. Ugh. Hate my work. I'm so bad. And I'm not saying this so people tell me, like, no, you're good, you're good. No, it's important. It's important to hate the stuff you make. And I do hate the stuff I make. Holy crap. So, yeah, you know, even if you were, like, well-practiced right now and like, you know, that you would still hate everything you make. I know I do. So there's always that, like, never underestimate how much you hate your own work. Yeah. If it happens to you with your writing, it happens to me with, like, I've tried, for the past couple months, I've tried recording audio for my YouTube channel. I've tried grabbing a Lovecraft story, reading it into the mic, recording that, and uploading it to YouTube. I've been trying that for a good couple of months now, and I haven't been able to. Every single time I record something, I hate it. I hate my voice. I hate it. And again, you know, this is not like me looking for sympathy. This is not me looking for people to say, like, no, your voice is beautiful or anything like that. No, it's nothing like that. I believe we're even, like, naturally predisposed to not like our own voices. So I don't like mine. Yep. Never underestimate exactly what Raven says in the chat room. Just remember, kids, never underestimate the benefits of hating your own work, but never stopping creating it. I think we need a little bit of a revision there at the end. That never stopping creating it sounds a little weird. So, like, when you're gonna write my biography, please try to fix that part. Yeah, yeah, it's what Yingling says. Normally we hear ourselves very differently from what we think people hear. So it's only natural to hate our voices, and I hate mine when I hear it. So yeah, I've been trying to record, to upload the videos and stuff like that, and I have not been able to. Oh, come on. I have not been able to do something that I've liked. But hey, someday I'll get over it, and I got over it with my art. Why can't I get over it with my voice? It's, okay, Raven says, one of the other projects I'm continually on the cusp of trying, but keep pussing out on, is singing at a local open mic. All because the hate my voice thing. Yeah, it's... I suppose we all have our insecurities, like... I'm very secure with... No, I'm not very secure with my art. I'm just very capable of showing it. I'm very capable of displaying it and using it and working with it. But when it comes to something like my voice, I kind of chicken out and kind of get all shy and like, I'm not very good and all that kind of stuff. And hey, Pixie, you're back. What's up? Really? Okay. What, you want to lay down there? Go ahead. What's up? What are you thinking about? Okay. Lay down. Okay. Yeah, I've actually always wanted to try out singing as well, but I did actually grow up with a lot of people telling me that I was a horrible singer, so... not my parents or anything like that. But, my friends, they were all musicians when I was growing up. And they would frequently tell me how, that was not for me. Come to think of it, that's not a very friendly thing to do. But, we were teenagers. Who wasn't an asshole when they were a teenager? Okay, Raven in the chat room says that his own mother told him that his voice was flat and uninteresting. And what makes me laugh is not the fact that your mother told you your voice was that, but the fact that if your mother said those, I'm just imagining your mother saying those exact words, like she's some sort of music critic or something listening to you. Because flat and uninteresting, you're singing at home and your mother comes in like, I find your voice to be flat and uninteresting, totally uninspired, so mundane. I'll give it 2.5 out of 5. Then I just imagine your mother doing that for every single thing in your life. No, Pixie, no. Come here. There we go. See? Okay. Better? Stop complaining. You know you're not supposed to do that. And now I'm just imagining your mother doing that with everything in your life. You're out in the park on the swing and going, "Mommy, look at me," and your mom saying like, I've seen better. You know, it's you ride the swing quite well, but it's not memorable. I'm not going to be thinking about this swing ride later on. Yes. I like to think of my mother more as Chef Gordon Ramsay. You know, yelling at me that it's rotten and, you know, where did I buy that chicken? For some reason I was brought up to be a cook in a cooking household, and my mother was Chef Gordon Ramsay, and she would yell at me that my chicken was raw, and then she went on a trip to India and found the foods to be enlightening. Or something. I don't know. I actually like Chef Gordon Ramsay a lot. I think he's awesome. And I kind of like the character that he plays, that kind of angry chef that nothing is good enough for him. I love that. Hey, what's up? No, don't go that way. That way is the screen, and we're not going to sharpen our claws on it anymore, or I'm going to bite your ear. I'm going to bite it anyway. I'll bite my cat's ear if I want to. Okay, I'm rotating this. Pixie, come on! I know you're just sitting there in front of the screen, trying to look like you're not going to do anything, but I know you're gonna. You're just sitting there waiting for a moment to sharpen your claws on the screen. And you're thinking like, yeah, fuck him. I'm going to sharpen my claws on this screen because that's what I do. Come on, I didn't even give you a hard time for vomiting on my PlayStation controller. Thought we had an agreement. The thing about Chef Gordon Ramsay is that he's an angry dude. He's very outspoken, but he does know what he's talking about. I mean, it's not like it's some random guy. Okay, Pixie. No. But he does know what he's talking about. So, like, you know, you take the good with the bad, and in this case, it's a guy that has a lot to offer, and so, you know, you're kind of willing to put up with his crap in order to benefit from whatever you can make out of what he's doing. I have to admit, sometimes I'm intentionally mean to my students. Not mean like, you know, I don't burn their hair or anything like that. But sometimes I'm like intentionally hard on them. But mostly it's because of that. Because, you know, I want them to kind of learn that artists have to have thick skins. You know, artists can't be all sensitive and you know, collapse and cry and give up at the first moment somebody tells you something in a way that you wish they told it different. You know, like, as soon as somebody says something in a tone that you didn't like, as an artist, you have to have thick skin. You can't just go around crying and yelling foul every single time somebody doesn't like what you do. And in all honesty, I think that's one of the things that is is missing on the internet these days. Like, people just can't take criticism anymore. And apparently, if you get criticized, now it's the equivalent of being harassed. So somebody doesn't agree with you and criticizes what you do, now you're being harassed and stuff. And that just wasn't the way I was taught. You know, the way I was taught was you take the good with the bad. If somebody doesn't like what you do and criticizes you, you toughen up and you do it better, or anything like that. You know, you don't just do what you do, celebrate whoever agrees with you, and whoever doesn't, you basically accuse them. No, you know, and I think a lot of artists are missing that right now. You have to, a lot of people in general, not just artists, but a lot of people in general are missing that. You know, you have to learn to take it. And some people will criticize you, and some people will not say it in the best way possible. But you still have to learn to take it. You know, just because some person doesn't have manners, that doesn't make them wrong. And sometimes people are going to criticize you in a tone that wasn't the best, but they still have a point. And you have to be willing to consider that. And if they don't have a point, then, you know. But I've always thought it's funny how, like, people immediately discard whatever a critic is saying, whatever somebody that criticizes is saying them, because they said it in a way that they didn't like. You know, if I draw something, like if I suddenly shift my career, my entire art career, to drawing fan art, to drawing sex fan art, which I believe has a name. Is it called slashfic? I think it's called. Well, whatever it's called. Sex fan art of the Teletubbies. You know, that's suddenly my new career direction. That's what I start, where I start taking my art, right? And one of you guys writes a comment on my video saying, "Dude, this is fucking stupid. You're fucking stupid. You should die." Like, you know, yeah, sure, you didn't say it in the best way possible. You shouldn't tell people that they should die. You know, you shouldn't be telling people that they should kill themselves and all that kind of stuff. But that doesn't make what I'm doing any less stupid. You know, it's still stupid. And I could still benefit from at least trying to get something positive out of what you said. And I should be smart enough to kind of peel away the layers of rudeness and get to what I need. So if you tell me, like, "Oh, you're fucking stupid, die in a fire. I hope, like, your family dies," and all that kind of stuff, your Teletubbies idea is stupid, I should be able to peel away the die in a fire part, hope your family dies. I should be able to peel all that away and just get to the gist of it, which is that you don't think my idea is very good. And consider it that way. You know, a lot of people have trouble controlling their impulses, and, you know, they'll call you names, they'll say mean things and all that kind of stuff, but that doesn't mean that in there, you know, that doesn't mean that in what is being said, there's not something that could benefit you. You know, they're yeah, sure, they're telling you to die in a fire, that you should kill yourself, all that kind of stuff, but, you know, try to benefit from it. Try to see if there's something in there of value. And, you know, your life will be a lot easier because of it. If you're always worrying all the time about, like, "Oh, somebody said that, like, I suck." Come on. Try being a teacher for a while. I suppose by listening you can already see that I'm not really into this whole politically correct world that we live in now. There's some things I think we should kind of learn to be more sensitive about, but there's also some things that I think we should learn to be more thick-skinned about. You know, stuff like race and stuff like that. Yeah, we definitely need to learn to be more sensitive about those things. But on the other hand, stuff like, just not liking what I do, just learn to deal with it. Especially when it comes to games. Like, in the chat room, Voltus says, 2 weeks ago, during a Killing Floor 2 session, an angry kid wanted to upset me. At the end, he did not know what to say and left. I mean, especially in video games. Like, people complain so much about harassment and stuff that they get. And I'm not talking about, like, the real delicate issues. I'm talking about that kind of stuff. When you're playing something like Killing Floor 2, and a guy gets too excited and calls you a nasty name. Dude, like, just... why don't you chill for a change? I know the kids should chill. I know the kids should try to learn to control their impulses, but why don't you chill a bit? And lead by example, I guess. Just don't respond, don't engage, and it'll be very effective. I mean, naturally, I don't want to get in any sort of argument concerning these kind of subjects, and if you do try to engage me in an argument in this kind of subjects, I will show you just how effective it is. How effective it is to not engage. Like Voltus says in the chat room, like, if you wean around, he's worked 9 years on a computer helpline. Like, getting him angry is probably impossible. I've been a teacher for 10 years. Patience is something I got plenty of. You can annoy me. You can annoy me very, very easily. But you can't get me angry that easily. And, yeah, like, just use that. Use that. I was taught, like, in martial arts and all that kind of stuff, that the only kind of aggression that you should respond to are aggressions that directly put your physical well-being in danger. Other than that, just, But again, this is not a discussion. It's just me saying what I think. If you want to discuss this, if you're watching this video or listening to this and you want to discuss this, this is not the place and I am not the person. So, yeah, just don't waste your time here. Okay, I have a question for Raven and for Voltus that are in my chat room saying that they have worked in IT and, helping people with their computer problems out through the phone and all that kind of stuff. And the question I'm going to ask comes from the fact that Raven just made a comment, a joke comment about, have you tried turning it on and off again? Okay, well, before that, Raven says in the chat room, and yet we live in a world where people kill themselves over stuff said about them on the internet. And that's exactly what I think is the problem, because through everything that's happening right now, we are not just, we're not fighting abuse, we're not fighting any of these things, we're not fighting that fight. What we are is teaching people to give importance to these things. We're teaching people that these things do matter when we should actually be teaching them the opposite. I remember when I was a little kid, right? When I was a little kid, I used to live in New York, and we moved to Columbia when I was like 7 or 8. And the first thing that happened to me in school was the kids teased me. The kids teased me a lot because, first of all, kids are cruel, right? And there's nothing you can do about it. Kids are cruel. That's it. That's just the reality of it. Kids, cruelty. And second, because I didn't speak Spanish very well. I had just learned Spanish. I learned Spanish very late. I was raised in New York, and my first language, the first language that I learned was English. So, it was kind of, Okay, don't speak Spanish very well, all that kind of crap. Thing is, the kids in school, they tease me, and they tease me a lot. And you know, I had recently just moved. You know, it was this whole experience where you just moved. You're in a new city. You're not happy. You left all your friends, and yet these kids would tease me all the time. And when I got home, my mother, like, she would always tell me the same thing. She would always tell me to just not let it bug me. That, you know, it's, you know, don't give it any importance. You know, just kind of shrug it off. Don't give it any importance. It's not, you know, it's not true. It's, you know, that was the lesson she taught me. You know, to just ignore these things and not give them any importance. And it was a good lesson because, you know, I'm an artist right now, and I can take criticism and I can take people talking about my work, but I also know to not take it personally, and I also know how to differentiate between when somebody is saying something I should actually respond to and when somebody is just trying to get on my nerves. And I think that's the problem with what's going on, like in this whole politically correct culture and all that kind of stuff, that there are things that are worth being more sensitive about. But we also need to teach people that this shit doesn't matter. And I think that the current attitude that people have is doing exactly the opposite. They're giving a lot of importance to this kind of stuff. And this shit doesn't matter. You know, so if we keep on telling people that this shit matters, that's just what's going to happen. They're going to give it more importance. But if we start telling people, like, look, it's comments on the internet, just let it go. You know, I think that would be a healthier attitude. And I do agree with Raven in the chat room saying that, you know, although nobody likes to see it happen, there's something to be said for the cruelty of children that helps us develop a stronger resistance to unsupported criticism and bullying. And yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. I think that we are, like, people are overprotected right now, and they can't take it. And you have to take it because that's just, I mean, why would we really want to be a society of people that just, I don't know, are weak, I guess. But yeah, you know, I got bullied in school. I got punched a couple of times. I got teased and called names and all that kind of stuff because I couldn't speak the language very well. Voltus says that people should watch The Big Lebowski. Okay. I forget sometimes that you're, like, totally crazy about that movie. Yeah, you know, the dealing with these things when you're a kid are part of being a kid. It's the same as climbing a tree and getting dirty and falling down and scraping your knee and breaking your arm and all that kind of stuff. These are the things that later on, you know, it's not super obvious, but these are things that later on serve you as an adult. But if I can't criticize your work because then I'm harassing you, then come on, really? So, and I've always wondered how this is gonna go one day. Like if one day somebody's gonna criticize somebody's work, they're gonna sue them or something like that, and then they're gonna go to court or something like that, and they're gonna be in the courtroom. And they're going to say, you know, Your Honor, this person said that I suck. Like, I'm just waiting for one of these judges to pause, like, the whole thing and just ask the defendant, like, or the accuser, or whatever, you know, whatever you call them. Just ask them, well, do you? Because I always thought that's funny. Like, we always, like, point our fingers at the person being accused. Saying like, oh yeah, you're mean, you harassed this person, blah blah blah, and we never stop to wonder like, wait a minute, do they suck? Raven asked, didn't a developer get the critical reviews of his work taken down because he felt his shitty game was being unfairly judged? I think that happens quite often nowadays. I've known about a lot of game developers that just can't handle criticism and like either take down reviews or call harassment and stuff like that. And I agree with Raven. Like, how else are you going to know that your product is shitty if I don't tell you? Like, somebody has to tell you. And, you know, might as well be the critics. But yeah, I've always kind of waited for that moment when somebody's going to be, like, crying to a judge or a court or something like that, saying, like, oh, that person called me shitty, and the judge just going, like, well, maybe you are shitty. You know, maybe you do suck. Have you stopped to consider that? Like, are we so full of ourselves that we're not even willing to consider the possibility that maybe we are, in fact, shitty? You know? Like, how much ego do you have that when people say that you suck, you're not even able to stop a minute and consider maybe you have some improvement to work on? And that's a good thing. It's supposed to be a good thing. Yeah, it's probably not a good time to be a critic right now. People just crying foul over everything you do and complaining, not being able... I remember reading a famous phrase, like you guys from the U.S. probably know who said it, because I think it was some American dude, like from history, that said, no wait, was it? Or, I don't know where it was from. Anyway, I read this thing about some dude from history saying that, you know, he hoped that he never confused being disagreed with being persecuted. And I thought that was awesome. Like, yeah, you know, that's definitely a noble... That's definitely a noble sentiment. You know, please let me be able to tell the difference between when I'm being criticized and when I'm being persecuted. And wow, look at that. You know, with this subject, we kind of got to the end of our broadcast today. Pretty neat. I'm actually going to finish this skull before I cut the broadcast. So tomorrow we start working on the scenery and that. And also because I wanted to finish this today, and I'm gonna. So yeah, you know... Oh, yes, I did want to get that IT question. Okay, I was going to ask you guys that. I've worked in IT. Okay. When you give us answers like, you know, turning it on and off again and stuff like that, you're totally aware of like, that is a bullshit answer, right? I know that sometimes works and solves a problem, but when you do that, you're totally aware, right? Like this is just something... You realize what I'm asking, you know? I'm just asking, like, when you answer these kind of things, you're bullshitting us, right? Because I know that works. I know that works sometimes, but... Like... Okay, Raven is about to lay some knowledge on me and explain to me how it works. Cool. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what he's saying is we have to start with the simplest answer first. So So you do know, right? So no, but you see, I know there's a script. I know there's a script. I know there's a method. I know you can't just go in and say whatever you want. But what I'm asking is, you're aware of how, of what you're saying, right? Like, I guess what I'm asking is, like, are some IT people like genuinely thinking that? I remember once I was a DreamHost, which are the people that host my website. I remember once I was asking for technical support on DreamHost, and you had to submit a ticket, right? You had to submit a ticket, and the ticket actually had a question on it. It was awesome. I thought it was real good. The ticket had a question on it that said, "How much do you know about what's going on?" And basically there was a multiple option thing, and you marked how much you thought you knew about what was going on with your service. Basically a kind of way to ask the person, okay, how literate are you in this subject? And I thought I thought it was awesome. I thought that was a great question to have there, because then we're of course not even considering the fact that most people would probably think they're more literate than they actually are, or stuff like that. But that would actually, I thought that was pretty cool. The IT guy could just enter and talk to you in a way, a little bit more, in a little bit more advanced way. And if you had a problem with that, well, you're the one that said that you knew about this. So I always thought that was a good idea. I actually, when I call support, I try not to, but when I call support, I actually tell I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. You guys tell me. But when I call support, I tell the guy that is on the phone with me how much I know. I tell them, okay, look, I've already done this, this, and this. And I have a little bit of knowledge about what's going on here, so, I tell them so that precisely, again, I'm pretty much aware that I don't probably know what's going on as much as they do, but there have been some calls where I am pretty sure the guy on the phone had absolutely no idea what was going on. There's been times where I've called and I'm like, dude, do you even know what a computer is? So, I try to have good manners, and I try not to give them a hard day. I know it's their job and all that kind of stuff, but oh, crap. So yeah, I don't know. It's I just know that for every IT guy that knows what he's doing, there's probably 1,000 that have no idea and are just working off a script or something like that. It's impossible that 100% of IT people know their shit. That is just not possible. I'm not buying that. And, I'm sure a lot of places have quality control on that. I'm sure a lot of places only hire, people that know what they're doing and all that kind of stuff. But, not everybody works with those standards. Please turn off and on the PC, and they turn off the screen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stories, but... Oh, let's add another hand here. Okay. We're almost done. We're 3 minutes over time, but almost done here. And tomorrow we can work on scenery. Or the comic. I also have to draw the comic. Wow, life is busy. Wait. Oh man, that's gotta be... I don't know, how stressful is that job? I've never really, like, asked, how stressful is that job for real? Like, I know you deal with a lot of stupid people, right? But... Okay, wow, because I see Raven saying that he used to deal with direct support, like going and actually interacting with the people, and I can definitely see that getting tense. But when it's phone support, how easy is it to just not give a fuck? You know, like, how tense does it really get, and how easy is it to just, like, not let it get to you? Like, yeah, you know, you're dealing with stupid people all day, so... You know, how easy is it just to go like, you know, whatever, right? It's not my problem, though. I don't care. Okay, Voltus says that where he works, they deal with 36,000 people, so it can get intense. Yeah, that sounds pretty intense, man. Although I don't know if those are good numbers for a call center. I don't know. I don't know how many... people one of these things is supposed to handle. Okay. Wow. There we go. Okay, well, check it out, people. Here we are. I'm going to show you what we've got. Let's see. Okay, so we've been working on this for 3 days, like this part. This part. But let's see what we got. First of all, let's save. Okay, we're going to save. Let's save first. So, we're at the end of our broadcast. I'm going to show you what we've got, and then we'll be done. Are we... Okay, yeah, we're good. Now let's save. This should take a minute or two. Okay. Are you done? Oh, you're done. Okay. Did I save? Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we've been working on this for 3 days, and we've got, on this part for 3 days, and we've got the characters all done. Here is the Ranger. I think his name is Solaire. He's handling a repeating crossbow. Here we have the fighter called Hunter. He has a heavy shield, a sword, full armor, and when we color him, this one is going to be pretty interesting because, okay, the Ranger handles a repeating crossbow and the bolts have magic, so he's going to have some magic in him, some magic effects. The fighter here hunter, his armor is on fire. So, you know, his armor and his sword are on fire. That should also be pretty interesting. He's going to look very different, of course, because he's going to be on fire. Here we have the necromancer called Freudstein. And he is summoning a wall of bone to protect him from the dragon's acid. So there's going to be some acid effects and some magic effects here, and he of course has his wall of bone right there. And here is... okay, wait, that's not what I wanted. Okay, here is... no, that's not what I wanted either. Okay. Here is the ninja. The ninja's name is... oh, fuck, I forgot the ninja's name. Okay, the ninja, who has a gauntlet, a Bane gauntlet, and lightning katana. So there's going to be some cool electrical effects on the katana. And he's also using a sort of shadow walk, phase in and out kind of thing. So there's going to be also some extra effects on his legs kind of phasing out. So yeah, there we have the characters, and you can see them there. They're fairly small on the image because they're all facing this huge fuck-off dragon right in front of them, spitting out acid and all sorts of stuff. And there's scenery. And what else do we have? Okay, yeah, there's scenery and stuff, but that's pretty much the image that we're working on. Tomorrow, I'm going to be working on the scenery that these guys are standing on. Or actually, no, you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to make the comic. Because the comic is for Friday, so I'm going to make it tomorrow. We'll have a nice relaxed morning. One of those very rare mornings where I can start an image and finish it in that same session. So we'll do that tomorrow. We'll do the webcomic for Friday. This has been the Ministry of Abnormality Twitch live broadcast. I am Abnormal. That is Pixie. Wait, where's my cam monitor? Okay. That is Pixie, that ball of fluff on top of my CPU. That's Pixie. I'm Abnormal. It is Wednesday, October 21st of 2015. Thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow we'll be here again at 9 a.m. -5 Greenwich Meridian time, working on the webcomic. Thank you for joining me. Thank you guys in the chat room. It was so much fun talking to you. You guys, good chat. Good chat. It was a good chat. I had a lot of fun. Even learned a couple of things about IT. Be sure to join us tomorrow. Be sure to subscribe. And, of course, remember that if you missed... it doesn't make any sense for me to say that if you missed this, you can watch it on YouTube. Because if you missed it, you're already watching it on YouTube. In which case, there's no point in me saying that if you missed it, you can watch that on YouTube. But do subscribe to my YouTube channel and to my Twitch channel, because all that is good for something. I guess that's it for today. Thank you, everybody. Be sure to hang out tomorrow. And now let's do the stupid thing so we know when the broadcast catches up. So, we have a pencil, a pen, and we're going to stick it in our nose. And that's when I know that the broadcast is over. Now we wait.